Hi everyone, we're going to be practicing some common factoring today. So I'm going to look at each of my terms and I notice that they're all divisible by 3. So my GCF is equal to 3. So if I divide each of those terms by 3, we're going to be left with x squared plus 4x minus 3 in the bracket. Then we should check to see if we can factor any further inside that bracket there. So x squared, so that's 1, 1, negative 3 and 1. That does not give us 4 in the middle. Let's try if we switch the signs. Still doesn't give us 4 in the middle. So this is it. This is just a GCF question. There's no further factoring, but it's always good to check, right? All right, the next example, I see a GCF of 4. So I can divide each of these terms by 4. I'm going to write the GCF out front of my bracket, and when I divide each of them by 4, we're left with x squared plus 2x plus 3. Again, I'm going to go ahead and check to see if I can factor further. 1, 1, 3, 1. I'm not going to get that in the middle. What if I try 1, 1, negative 3, negative 1? Nope. So this is it. I can't factor any further, but it's good to check. The next example, I see a GCF of 5. So I'm going to divide each of these terms by 5. So 5 and then 3x squared minus x plus 2. Again, I'm going to go ahead and check 1, 3, 5, and 2. That's not going to work. 1, 3, 2, 5. That's not going to work. 1, 3, negative 2, negative 5, no. 1, 3, let me see here. What other combination do I need? 5 and negative 2. Okay, so none of these terms, when I look at the diagonal, will give me the negative 5 in the middle. So this is as far as I can factor. All right, let's check out the next one. A GCF this time of 7. So I'm left with 3x squared plus 2x plus 4. And again, let's check. 4 could be 2 and 2. That's not going to work. Could be 1 and 4. That's not going to work. There's no combination that will work to give me 2 in the middle, so this is it. I don't need to exhaust the other possibilities. All right, let's take a look at this factor by grouping question. So this time, my GCF is the 4x minus 1. So I'm going to put that in a bracket out front because there are two terms, 4x minus 1, and then the remaining pieces go in the next bracket. Because if I factor out or divide each of these terms by 4x minus 1, they cancel out and we're left with 3 plus x squared. Okay, so 4x minus 1 in the first bracket, 3 plus x squared in the second bracket. All right, the next example, my GCF this time is 3x plus 7. I'm going to put that in the first bracket. If I divide each of those terms by 3x plus 7, they cancel out and we're left with 2x squared minus 4 in the second bracket. I could continue further. There is a GCF here. So my final answer could be, so there's a GCF of 2. So 2, 3x plus 7, and then x squared minus 4. I just put the 2 in front because if I put 2 kind of in between these two brackets, it's not really good form. So the coefficient usually goes out front. All right, let's take a look at this next example here. My GCF is x subtract 1. So if I divide x minus 1, they cancel out. So that's going to go out front here. And I'm left with x minus 4. And I can't factor further because there's no squared on that term. All right, let's try this one here. Okay, so my GCF is the 2x plus 5. So 2x plus 5 is going to go in the first bracket. And then in the second bracket, we have this x, and then this minus 2x, and then I have to distribute this negative, so that's plus 3. Okay, so then I have to combine like terms here. So 2x plus 5, and then negative x plus 3. So that one was a little bit more spicy. We had that extra term there to work with. All right, that's it for this lesson.